I'm back. I got so much stuff to do, but I got to remember, I got to record all this stuff because I like to document my stuff. I know the messages and indicators, you can turn them off if you want, it's up to you. You know, it seems to be annoying every time we turn around doing a video, but I have to document everything that I do. I had to have it documented. You know, I want to go back in time when one day I'm retired, and I can go back and say, hey, I remember when I put this together. So that's why I like to do it. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is BlackSeriesEdition.com. Sorry, Black Series Edition LLC, but yeah, .com also. I want to go back and get some copyright-free music, right? Because last thing I want is to get a copyright strike because the music's playing in the background, and they go, "Hey, you're not supposed to have that." So I'm doing the price adjustment because again, like I said, and I got to put some of my icons up here, not icons, but we got to put our Facebook icon up there for people to come in and share our page, our website, because our website is pretty interesting. I do need to go over my website with a spelling checker, like desperately, so I can make sure we get everything spelled correctly. Now, that's important too. All right, so, wow, we got a lot of updating to do. How many pages I have? This is why I paid for the unlimited. So I'm gonna go over here onto our page showcase. Music is way too loud. I was in some Fooly Cooly today. Some soundtracks from there. All right, so I like to, like I said, you don't have to watch it. It's up to you. But I like to document everything that I do. So we're not making this a sale. This is going to be a permanent price. Who knows? We may have you requested for 2 gallons, 3 gallons, 4 gallons. It depends on what they're painting, what they're putting in. They're going to be using this for all different kinds of displays. So this is going to go more than just basically someone having a 150-inch screen. It's just going to be in a showroom. This is going to be in stores. It's going to be in restaurants. So they are going to need much bigger sizes. So we have at 32 ounces, we'll make 32 ounces, $264. And we're going to bring in the 1 gallon, but first I have to make the adjustments. Also too, we're going to be changing one thing about the formula. We are going to make it weatherproof. So the same coating that we put in to make the weatherproof, we're going to add it to that and do away with the weatherproof paint, which means we can actually now opt pictures in here for weatherproof. Let me see, we have this in here. Specification sheets. Okay, I'm trying to figure out which is going to be more work for me at the end of the day. We change out the application here to make this weatherproof. That means we have to change out every single one, and we got a bunch of these, and we have to go through the entire page to do it. If we make one product that's weatherproof, that means we only have to change one product, one specification sheet, that's it. I mean, that's not what to do it, because that's going to be way too much work. People saying, why can't you? Look, I'm actually designing 4 different screen paints. All of them have to be tested. All those tests have to be displayed. All must be done live. And meanwhile, while I'm talking right now, I got people going through my website right now from the backers. They've been in and out of my website. So they're actually looking around my website, getting research to find out what the company's about and what it does. Now, just to put there real quick, I hate to bring this in there, and I'm going to stop bringing these people in. You know, my email's flooded with you jokers at the end of the day, as it is always today, a bunch of hate mail, dumb nonsense, but I'm used to it because, you know, it's what we get anyway. As Cat Williams said, you got 30 haters at the end of the day, get yourself 30 more. If my stuff doesn't work, then it's going to show up in the showroom. Everybody's going to see it. Unless I got magic at the end of the day, and I'm basically brainwashing everyone who's watching this video right now, making you believe that you're seeing something that you're not, then my customers must have magic too. I guess the church that comes on, when they intro our screen on our YouTube channel, they must be using magic. Everybody must be using magic. And for some reason, when it lands in one person's apartment, it doesn't work. That tells you right there, that's a 100% true hater at the end of the day, who does nothing but basically taints other people's products. It's a perfect example, because again, Everybody else has our products. We can show you our accounts we have on PayPal. I can show you how many returns I get in 1 month. It's really next to nothing. So if it did exactly as they claimed it did, then guess what? It's going to show up in the showrooms. The batteries would have came in here. The product would have never pulled. It would have never pulled on camera. That's how it would have worked. And now we take black paint, we stick it next to our screen, and it turns dark. It would have reacted the same way. It would have blended into the black paint. All right then. It's simple and plain. And if it says it, they claim that all this is magic. It's all done by cameras. It's all done by brainwashing, by some kind of subliminal message just being transferred to you. You know, that's literally, don't say stuff like that, because at the end of the day, that's going to end up getting you a 302 with tinfoil hat. So that means all my customers are being brainwashed. All those videos are fake. The church that comes on is fake. Everything is fake. No, that sounds like a hater at the end of the day. That's what it sounds like, a 100% true hater. Because a person who hates something at the end of the day, you can tell them that the sky is blue, and they will argue you down every day that the sky is orange. So again, you guys out yourselves at the end of the day. And I guess when our product is showing up in storefronts and all that, that's all fake too. Okay, when people get to that point, when you have discussions with people like that, all you can do is put your hands up in the air and just walk away, because you can't change their minds. Their mind is what it is. All right, let's get back to work. Like I said, every day when I go into my mail, it's like at least 15, 16 messages from the same person. It's weird. We got to go in and we got to do this price adjustment. Let me see. Okay, so we got this down to 262. That's perfect, because we have to make room for 128, which is going to be 1 gallon. And then later on, depending on where this product is going to be used at, because now it's not going to be just for home theater use, it's going to be used for other things, they may request 2 gallons. But we'll see where that goes at first. But the 1 gallons are definitely going to be needed. Because what the guy was explaining in the AT&T store, we just coat this whole section, will be good. The problem they have in there is the banners that they're paying for cost a lot of money. Banners aren't cheap, they're very expensive, especially depending on how you get them designed. So you get them laser printed or whatever, they can get really expensive. So every time they have a promotion, they put one of these banners up, but then they take the banner down, they toss it in the trash. Oh, I wish I knew where I could turn those into screens. I gotta ask the guy about that too. I can get a couple of those banners for free, because I know the people over that work over at AT&T. I know the managers. I went and got the phone, we had this conversation, and the guy basically deals in real estate also too. He has a side job for real estate. So I was also talking about incorporating that black technology into some of the buildings that he's renting out, because again, this is something that sweetens the pot. When you have a built-in little home theater in there, people usually buy houses a little faster when you have little things in there that, you know, spark their attention. But anyway, they throw these banners out in the trash when they get done with them. And you've seen those banners before. They're freaking huge. One of them makes a fantastic 235.1 spread. So I'm going to see if I get a couple of those banners. I usually get them for free. But anyway, when they put those banners in, they're costly. So they got to keep changing the banners out every time they have a promotion. That's not so if the wall is coated with that black technology, which means they can come in with a projector, which knowing AT&T, they're probably going to go, not going to buy the eBay projectors. They're going to go in there with some 8K or 15K, some insane projector, and hit that wall with it. You have any idea what that technology looks like? If it's hit with a projector of that caliber, we get this stuff to pull up in here in environments with projectors that cost next to nothing. They're going to hit that kind of projector. I know it's AT&T. You think a $1 million corporation, probably, I don't know, is going to hit that with an eBay projector setup? No, they're not going to do that. They're going to go and get a high-end Chrissy, a barcode, something really off the chain, and hit that screen with it. That thing's going to look absolutely insane. This is the reason why it's important to do your demonstrations on low-grade projectors, because again, when people do demonstrations on high-grade machines, that means the customer is going to have to spend more money to get the exact same image in the demonstration, which is going to cost more money. At the end of the day, you're not saving anything. Anything under that projector, you're going to downgrade your image, because you're not going to have the same image that was displayed in the video. I have no idea why people don't pick up on that one. Anyway, and again, in order for storefronts or businesses to be able to, again, achieve that, they're going to have to spend the money for that projector or higher. We use the low-end projectors. That means a customer coming in, they can buy our product. Now we have it at the 24 ounces at 174. They can go over to eBay and pick up a projector for under $500, and they still come out cheaper than everybody else with the higher performance technology. You don't have to spend all this money. Even companies don't have to go down that road if they don't want to. They can spend $600 for a projector, $700. They can spend under $1,000 and still maintain. So this makes it easier for them, because the guy was sitting there saying, this is fantastic, because instead of us basically paying for these banners and throwing them away, this is a waste of money. This saved the company a lot of money if they can just coat the wall with this technology, and they can change the banner out at will. Live advertising right through that wall. Now, for those of you saying, well, we can do this with, no, you can't do this with a gray paint, because a gray paint and white paint can't survive in that environment. Why do you think they got monitors? Why do you think they got banners in there? Why don't you see any gray screens there? Because they can't pull in that environment. They'll wash out. And they're not going to adjust in dark. Can you imagine walking into a cell phone store that looks like a movie theater? They're not doing that. So again, it's not going to work. Can't see contrast, that's not going to work. Let me see what's going on here with this. Let me see. I need to, okay, that's 62, that's good. We have that all there. Sizes are all the same, that's perfect. All right, so this right here is the, let's see that one right there. Let me see. Yeah, they're not adjusting anything for the screen, and they're not going to do it. They're not going to adjust it. Not going to adjust or change their environment. That's why I said when I saw that demonstration of that venue projector, I work around venues. I know what those machines are capable of doing. That's why they bought that particular venue for that particular environment, because they needed a certain amount of lumens to survive in the lighting that they had. They literally had to turn out lights in that environment to operate the screen. That's not a good sign. That's an extremely bad sign. And then what if they try to show any contrast levels? Say they're doing a lecture on the Milky Way. Is that going to pull in that environment? Or are they going to have to turn out all the lights just to get that screen to fire up? Can't use it for projector mapping. If you're doing projector mapping, you're going to projector map a planetarium to a ceiling. You can't do that. You can't even use it for a home theater setup, because again, they don't capture light. They reflect it all over the walls, all over the floor. And then even worse, you can't use it for an infinity ceiling, because infinity ceilings are black. Doesn't have much of a purpose anymore. Oh, man. We had that conversation in there, because he has a projector. The guy who basically, I was talking to, has a projector set up. And he was talking about, yeah, he said gray screens don't work. He has a gray screen in his basement. Show me the pictures. Wash, clean out. They have like a setting, like a kind of a lounge area, pinball, foosball table, stuff like that, lighting in the area. And the screen that's gray, they have it tucked away in a dark corner, because that's the only way they can see it. He says we can't even have it out in the open because it washes out. And this is an elite screen. So no, Not only if it's not the gray screen paint products, it's also too the physical screens too. Any gray screen, any gray paint does not work. It's an obsolete product. If that was the case, then truthfully, then these would be the more, if these were the most advanced screens on the market, then why in the world are they less than gunmetal? It's not so. Sorry. The burst the bubble of people at the end of the day who make these products, but it's true. That's why I said you're going to have to upgrade the darker technology. And with that being said, that's going to involve a lot of testing. Because the more black paint or whatever you put into that stuff to make it darker, what's going to happen is your white levels are going to dramatically start to drop. And when they start to drop, that means you're going to have an issue trying to maintain a perfect balance. Just like I showed you with the fellow who was trying to make the black screen paint, clearly his white levels were dropped and by a lot. And that right there, trying to get a white level balance, takes years to do. So you won't be selling any product for a while. Let me see, we have 24. This one's going to be upgraded to Leviathan. So that's going to be Leviathan right there. Sealing technology. That we definitely going to have to up. We're not updating this. It's the only products we don't change the price on the sealing and floor technology. We don't change the price on that. And the size, majority of most people buy that are companies. I don't know why you would be painting that to your wall anyway. Mapping technology. Yes, the mapping technology. 128th is all right. Okay, I got it right there. Let me see. This one's actually here. Okay, that's good. And that's the first one's here for 170. We don't make those anymore. Professional black. 174. We make those right there. Let me see. Yeah, mainly they're just angry because, again, I armed customers with some information that they needed. And we're gonna put this everywhere. Every customer needs to request tests. They do. Why? Are we the only ones testing and no one else is testing? I can literally just go into YouTube and I can press the word test under our products and all our tests pull up. So why are we the only ones with tests? Where's everybody else's test? Now, that's the part I don't understand. Are we on that? We got 2 of these running? All right, we only need 1. Simple and plain. How come we are the only ones with tests? I can type in 13 feet. That's it. That's what I type in. 13 feet. Don't put my company's name in there. 1,000 lumens. Now, when I go out and I show off my technology and people say, okay, my projector's only this and that, as long as it's under that 1,000, in that 1,000 lumen mark, we can work with it. I don't have to look for my stuff when I go online. I just type it in. That's it. 1,000 lumens. They got 1,000 flashlight. Well, that's what 1,000 flashlight looks like. 1,000 lumens. Projector. We had to put down projector because they have flashlights and everything else under the sun. This is our test right here, popping up. Our demonstrations at 1,000 lumens, 13 feet outside. Where is everybody else's test at 1,000 lumens, 13 feet outside? I think next demonstration I'm going to put down is where are the tests? Because seriously, where the freak are all the tests? And everybody's out here ranting and carrying on about how they got the best screen paints on the market. Where are your tests? We do not find you anywhere on YouTube. I bet you right now after this video, I get them doing all my updates and everything. If I go on YouTube and look for test screen paints, I guarantee you we don't find them.
Okay, how are we doing out there today for a sheet? Next demonstration was distance throw, which the projector was set back to 25.
That's 1,000 lumens running outside.
20 feet with 1,000 lumens.
When you have a projector back 13 feet, it doesn't fit inside of here. It's called an oversplash, which means that screen is about that big, and it's basically the reason why you can't see it, because there's no screen there. The only screen you see there is ours. So we're the only thing that's going to pick up. One person said, oh, it's designed to fit in there. How are you going to bring a projector back 13 feet? You can't even squeeze it into a size that small. It's not even going to happen. It's at 120. You can go over to the whatchamacallit and pull it all the way up to show you it's all the way up. The reason why that's the only thing that's seeing it, because without that technology there, it wouldn't be nothing there. Isn't the trees aren't going to pick it up. Do we have these on the website? I wonder. I'm taking these. I'm putting these on the website, all of them. I wonder if we got the 1,000 limits on the website. We need to put these out on the website. We definitely need these. Man, where are y'all tests at? How come you have no tests? We can't find any tests on anybody. Y'all don't put what? Nothing. There you go. This is the reason why we receive a lot of angry mail, because again, it is what it is. Where are your tests? None of y'all stuff is tested. I'm gonna keep this page here because I need videos from here. I need to go over to, let me see. Oh, we can set this up under our marketplace. I'm gonna put this under the marketplace, 1,000 lumen demonstrations. We have a page for 1,000 lumens, don't we? We do. On the more page, we have a page built for 1,000 lumens. We'll put some of these on the 1,000 for the more page, and I'm putting some of these under our website. Oh, we got demos. How big is the demo page? We might have to build another demo page. I think we're running out of room on the demo page. All right, let me get this adjustment done. This is why I'm making more work for myself. But then again, we just need. I want these demonstrations on there. Let me see. All right, let me see. Physical. We have from here to here. And I mean, I'm not going for one person. I'm looking for everybody. Where are those tests? Because you people come online bragging about your products being this, that, and the other. Where are the tests? How come we can't find these tests? You don't want to market products and call people this, that, and the end of the day. Y'all have no tests on your products. That new PSP, whatever that stuff is supposed to be, that stuff has no test, because I haven't seen any test, no beginning of any test, nothing on it. You can't launch that product with no test next to it. I'm just making it up. If there's no test on the product showing what the product actually does, that means a person can come in and make up anything they want to make up, put it on a specification sheet without backing it. If we say our product can knock out certifies, we have testing and certified. If we say we can run at 1,000 lumens inside and outside, we have tests on that. If we say it's a one-code application, we have demonstrations on that. What size screen it paints, we have test demonstrations on that. Distance throw, we have tests on that. Ambient light projection environments, we have tests on that. We have tests on just about everything. Ultra short throw. Literally, we have more ultra short throw demonstrations on different calibers of ultra short throws than most people do. They just do the same ultra short throw over and over again. How many venues? We can literally put that up there because we got venues in the shop. We do venues all day long. Oh man, like good gracious. You can't put things that your product's been tested on if you don't have enough tests. And you can't use other people's stuff by saying, oh, we tested. No, that's not enough. These are tests you have to do yourself on your own equipment. It can't be a test where you got colors splashing across the screen, because even with colors splashing across the screen, which one of those colors are actually pulling up a proper color? Is the screen actually faded? That's why you have to do a standalone color demonstration compared to other screens, like Certifies, which is a good screen to test against because it's an extremely good screen to go head to head with. White surface and all that, yeah, it'll maintain the surface to a certain degree. You're just showing at the end of the day the improvement of your product over a white surface, which when you do that, you have to show a massive difference between night and day. You can't hiccup the screen or basically come too close to actually matching the screen with a slight little hiccup to it. You have to show a massive difference, and you have to do that at a distance throw. Let me see if we got this. I think we got them all. Did we add oh yeah, we do want to change that one. So this is what we hunt for. We don't find these demonstrations or the test. You don't have these tests, and what's the customer going to go through? He or she turns on the light, screen washes up, contrast don't pull. Screens can't pull outside. They're failing on projectors. That's because products weren't tested correctly. There is no way in the world that customer with that 35, I don't care how mad they get, that 3500 lumen 4K projector should have never had a screen that looked like that. That's disgusting. That product was never tested at all. That's a customer at the end of the day. That's not our posting truth. That is an actual customer who has a screen that's washed out so badly you can't even see it. And he doesn't have a junk projector. He has an extremely good projector. The demonstration and the, I don't know, whatever that work area was, that's a venue projector. And venue projectors, people shop for venue projectors different than what they shop for projectors. And it's a very expensive piece of equipment. You don't even get a lens with those things at the end of the day. The only time you get a lens with a projector that you buy it used, if the person decides to give you the lens, some of them don't, they take the lens off. But you got to turn around and spend a cool, maybe easy $5,000, maybe $20,000 for this machine, and then turn around and spend an additional $5 to $8 grand for a lens for the machine. And judging by where that projector was sitting at, that was a short throw lens, and those things aren't cheap. They are very expensive. And you mean to tell me that kind of power at the end of the day had to be cut short because they had to turn out the lights to accommodate the screen? That's the reason why they bought the machine to begin with, because they knew the environment they were living in and they had to deal with. They bought a commercialized projector to deal with that kind of light. They can't even use it properly because they have to turn out lights in the environment. So if they're giving a seminar or anything and people are sitting in that area has to be well lit where he's sitting at so people can see what he's basically pointing at. It can't be dark in that environment. How are you going to see the professor if it's dark in that environment? Yeah, that's a really bad sign when you have to turn off a commercial to accommodate the room. It's a commercial projector. That's what they're designed for. They're designed to be in hostile environments that have a ton of ambient light to deal with that. That's why they have massive amounts of lumens attached to them. That doesn't make any sense. And if you're gonna sit there and say, well, you don't know venue project, I don't know what? Are you kidding me? I own more venues than you do. I've had more venues than you have. They should have never turned off lights for that machine. They knew exactly what they were buying when they set it up for that environment. They know what they were buying. They spent a lot of money on that machine. And they had to turn out lights to accommodate the screen with a venue commercial. That means at the end of the day, you can't run in an AT&T store, any kind of place, not even hospital, nowhere, because your screen can't pick up. They're not turning out lights in that environment. And if you notice, the guy who was basically doing the projector, he was never looking at the screen. He was looking at his machine. Because even he knew them lights shouldn't have been out. Now, if somebody says, oh, but no. You don't get the concept of it all. You really don't. You don't get it. You don't see it. They bought that particular machine. All these venues I have in here, each one of these machines serve a purpose on how they can actually work in environments to utilize the technology best to be able to operate in that environment. That's why I kept asking for the lumen count of that projector. That was a short throw. That projector was sitting that close to the screen, and it was producing an image that big, which means the lens that they had sitting in that projector was a short throw lens, and that's an extremely expensive lens. They bought that machine for that environment. They had no plans on turning out the lights in that environment. The only reason why they painted that screen, because they were probably promised at the end of the day that they can use that screen in a fully lit environment. And he lied. Because they had to turn the lights out because the screen was washing out. If the screen wasn't washing out, why would they turn out the lights with the venue projector? Simple and plain. I don't know why no one saw that. Some people are just blinded at the end of the day. They don't see it. But to the rest of us who I showed the demonstration to, all agreed with me on the same thing. It's a commercial projector. They bought that projector to thrive in that environment. They had no intentions of turning out the lights in that environment with that piece of equipment. That's why they bought it. And the fact that they had to turn out the lights in the environment means at the end of the day, he lied to them. Because people I talk to, when we show off these machines at the church, I'm showing you the 7,000 lumen projector. The first thing they asked us, can we have all our lights on when we operate this machine, when we paint our screen with this? And I said, yes, you can. It'll run perfectly with no problem. Do you see any lights out in that demonstration in the intro? No, you do not. All the lights are on, which means you're able to use that projector, what it was designed for that environment, with all their stage lights on, and they don't have to worry about changing out the environment to accommodate the screen. I don't know what venue you want. So that's what I saw in the demonstration. The colors should have never been that washed out. Never been. It's a tropical bird. Man, if you're walking around and you see birds that look like that, you know your vision's about to go. It should never look that way. Let me see. And I'm not just talking about his product. Any gray screen would have had the same reaction. Not just his. Any gray screen would have had the same reaction. If it was Elite in there and they were basically doing business with Elite screens, guess what Elite would have pointed them to? A Dark Star 9. Yep, in a hot second, because Dark Star 9 would have maintained in that area with no problem whatsoever. With that caliber projector, yeah. That's why I could ask them for the lumen count of the projector. Because the problem is with the screen paint, that light, it can't absorb that extra light. So it's going to reflect it, which means it's going to wash the screen out even faster. Put a gunmetal screen in there or black technology, it's going to absorb the light. It's going to maintain the image, nothing's going to wash out. But as I showed you before, for those of you thinking that, and we've been this before, we've actually talked to companies before, what if I just paint the screen with everyday black paint? I got 5,000 lumen projector, I can stick that on top of black paint next to our product. Guess what? The black paint doesn't pull white level, ours does. So that doesn't work. That shows them at the end of the day, it's the science behind the back of it all. Well, science, it's more God that has involved in it. But it is science. We basically tells us how to do it and how to put it, instruct it, and put it together. God is the inventor of all things. People don't understand that. All right, I think what we're going to do here, we got to figure out, we need to get a gallon under 500. So we got this at, what's this right here? Oh, we don't make this right here. All right, Sugar Plum Fairy don't got a price on it because we haven't decided. And the Leviathan is on its different, it has a different identity. It's going to have a page built just like the Sugar Plum Fairy. That's what we're working on right now. I am going to, whether you guys watch or not, it's up to you. I got to document it. The reason why we do a lot of our demonstrations, all for documentation, all for backing our products up. Just like the demonstration you just saw me a few minutes ago showing 1,000 lumen projector at 13 feet back. We did dozens of those. I can always go back and pull one of those up and go, look, see, this is what we done. So if we get a customer that says, hey, is your product going to work in my fully lit environment? We got it to work outside at 13 feet at 1,000 lumens. Yeah, it'll definitely work in there. Let me see. All right. This is not, this is physical. Let me see what we got here. See if we got a change in there. Now, I guess we have to clear this up here. So the naysayers understand this. Look, I know you want to call our products too dark, you can't see them. And like I said, if that's the case, everybody else would be in the same boat. It'd be all in a dark environment. It wouldn't work. The backers that came in here and saw it wouldn't work. None of it would ever work. If our product came up too dark, it'd be virtually impossible. If none of my screen paint worked, that means my gray stuff wouldn't have worked. My technology back in the day, my D4K, D5K, all of them would have never worked. Screen innovation, at the end of the day, again, Jamie and Danny, let me ask you a question. Are you more advanced in screen innovation? Do you make better technology? Are you on the same level as them? Do you have the same expertise when it comes to projection screens and all that? Do you have that? You don't. Now, they never saw it at all. They saw it from a video. And from a video, they can clearly see that our technology was extremely good. Enough to basically reach out to us. They watch your videos. We know that. They watch everybody's videos. I'm pretty sure they do. Did they contact you? Did they reach out to you? No. All right, then. That tells you right there. They're experts in the field. If they thought that our demonstrations were coming off too dark, and it would have never come, it wouldn't even have touched us with a 10-foot pole. We wouldn't have ever been considered any interest to them. So the fact that they reached out to us and said our product had potential, they can see that through a video on how advanced our technology was. Gee whiz Louise, unbelievable. All right, what we got going on here? There's only 2 haters we got literally on that level in screen paint. Only 2. And the reason why they're so mad is because, again, they can't back their products up. Everything has to be tested. All those screen paints you see me, the list that I have here, all of these have to be tested. Every single one of them on camera. I have to, when I go into a showroom, I'm not going to come off looking like an idiot. Like somebody did matching house paint. That's not going to be me at the end of the day. So let me see, coming soon. We need to, and let me see. It's right there. I can tell people you're doing business with are people that don't ask questions. They must know you. They must be friends of you. Because if you're dealing with the people I deal with in the day, they're not friends until they actually ask every question on the face of the planet to make sure that whatever they're going to sign their name to or whatever they're backing at the end of the day is legit. No one likes to look like a fool at the end of the day. Can you imagine if they had painted up that Cinemax in an environment and basically someone was able to match that with an everyday paint, or if he did that demonstration in a showroom, that same demonstration when he matched that paint in front of thousands of people, yeah, how embarrassing that would have been, not only for him, but the people who signed him to a contract. It would have been extremely embarrassing for them. It might hurt their credibility at the end of the day. And they could literally turn around and slap you with a lawsuit because you lied on the contract. Imagine the repercussions of that nightmare. That's why your stuff has to be tested. Let me see. We got to go in. We did save, right? I'm going to go in. It does auto save anyway. Make sure you keep your auto save on when you're doing this stuff. Pages get hiccups and all kinds of stuff, and you turn around and find half your stuff going like, what the freak? Got to do it all over again. Then I got to come here with the spelling checker. I got to come back and forth to the spelling checker. I have no idea. Is there an area I can find out how many pages we have on here? I know we got over 1,000 videos on here. I don't know how many pictures we have on here. All right, so we're starting off at the, this is the advanced editing. We can actually write code. That's where you're seeing that pop up. I can actually write code in here and change stuff around, which is pretty cool that they give you that option. All right, let's go pop over to the marketplace right here. Let's see if we got everything correct. Yeah, they can sue you for it, definitely. If you're not backing what your product does at the end of the day, they can actually sue you for breach of contract, and that's not going to go well. All right, 7474. Did we miss one? We did miss one. Which one was this one? The slate we missed. That's mapping technology. That's mapping technology. It's not under that category. What is 32 David? Where's that one? All right, so we're missing one here. Has to be adjusted. That's a slate. Slate in 32 ounces. Right there. had an incident when I was under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, and the contract I had, there was a company that they were actually reaching out to. Apparently this company had their own form of gray paint that they made at the end of the day. And they wanted to see the difference between ours and them. This is where the sky blue came in at. So basically, they actually overpowered our screen. They were actually a little better than our product. And boy, when they came back, they was ticked. They was upset. We got into an argument over this on the phone. Like literally got into a really bad argument over this. And they said, I thought you said your product was just so and so and so. And I was like, look, man, at the end of the day, we can engineer whatever we want. Just show me the color of the product. We can overpower it. That's basically about it. But it was a huge argument. And this literally didn't happen at home. This happened in a movie theater because I was in the movies watching the movie. My phone went off. You hear screaming on the other end because they got embarrassed. They didn't like that. They pumped up this product and they got in there and they didn't like it and they got upset. And I had to come out of the movie theater and go in the hallway and we were yelling forth at each other. And I said, look, we can design anything we want. Give me a couple days. I'll send something over to you. That's when we made the sky blue, I think 3.7, and we knocked their screen out of the water. Yeah, sometimes, like I said, people don't like to be embarrassed. They don't. And they're backing you at the end of the day. So thank goodness we're blessed to be able to make and engineer products at the end of the day. Because if not, yeah, that had been a really nasty argument. In a couple of days, we would have had a lot of tension going on in that one. I've seen just about everything. This is why I don't like to deal with companies. In the timeline I've been in business, I've seen all kinds of jacked up stuff. I even had a company breach a contract because they literally printed out our labels, re-put them on the cans, dented the cans like they were damaged, and they were demanding a refund because they were saying at the end of the day that product was shipped to them damaged like that. That product was never shipped to them because they made all the containers and everything and did it that way. You got to watch everything. That's the reason why our black paints have this weird signature color to it. Because when we did the pour out, it didn't match. It was everyday black paint. And that's a dumb mistake a lot of people make. Curious, when they were trying to make our product, which one was that? Because we had two versions of black paint. We have one called the Cinema, what's it called? The Complete Cinema. And we have another one called the Professional Black Cinema. There's two different colors. So which one was it? You guys are going to be trying to make our products at the end of the day. You have to be to get the names correctly. Now to say the names correctly, it's AD, it's ambient light rejection. So it stands for advanced ambient light rejection. You have to say things correctly if you're going to pronounce your stuff. It's very important. You don't want to look like an idiot on camera. All right, this one we're not going to do. We're looking for a 32 professional black. That was converted. We're looking for another one. That's mapping technology. I forgot that I literally have to do mapping technology today. This is going to be changed to a 32 ounces now. Because again, we're doing customized containers. We're not buying our containers. They're going to be custom designed for us. Can't tell you what they're going to look like, how crazy these things are going to look like. But I guarantee when you get one of these containers, this is not something you don't want to throw in the trash. It's something you're probably going to want to put up on a bookshelf. It's going to be a nice little pretty item to add to your, I don't know, any kind of decoration you want to put in your home or gaming room or whatever. So we're doing something different with the containers. I want them to be able to rack their brains out trying to figure out what kind of freaking containers are designed. They have to be custom built, designed. Yeah, they're going to be custom designed paint containers. So this allows us to be able to now have the 24 sizes because our containers are going to be custom made. So let me see what we have here. Like I said, I want to do something completely different that nobody else is doing. We need to find that one. Where are you? There's one missing here. All right, that's definitely not it. That's the screen. 32. There you are. Put your adjustment in. 32. We need to adjust your price to 260, the 262, right here. 260, that's on the chart is the 262, I think it's 262. Now we'll go back and adjust it, it's 262. Now I remember hearing him say when he was making the paint, my product is very expensive. Again, we knock out certifies. Show me any demonstrations of you taking out at least 9 to 10 certified screens. And we're not talking about in the dark, because I notice when people test these when they try to test a high performance screen, they're in a dark environment. You're not supposed to do that in a dark environment because their screen can't maintain in a fully lit environment. Stick that screen with that certified gunmetal in a fully lit environment and then try to display and see what happens. Black diamonds, we don't see anybody going near black diamond technology. We're the only ones I think that did go against the black diamond. Anybody else, they do side-by-side comparisons to show the difference. That's basically about it. But I think we're the only screen paint that actually did go against the black diamond because I've never seen anybody do it. As I said before, not a big fan of how they treated us, but I respect the man's technology. It's an extremely good screen. It is. If you can take that one of those out, yeah, your product is monster. If you take out a black diamond. Black diamond is extremely good. Out of all the gunmetal screens I've ever tested, it's actually one of the best. I'm not saying that to try to get brownie points. I make this crystal clear. Do not want to work with these people. Don't ever want to see these people. All my technology is designed to take out their products because of how they treated us. So if I ever am blessed to be able to be in a showroom and I get next to one of the SL screens, I would advise you do not lay that sample sheet against the screen. I will crush your company if you do that. And I mean that because if you lay an SL screen against any of the technology we have in here, we could turn your screen into a white sheet of paper. That's not going to look good for your company. And then you could never, at the end of the day, come down to my capital because my screens cost far less than yours. So this would destroy you one way or another. Who's going to spend $5,000 for a screen when you have a technology that can turn into a white sheet of paper? And that costs under 500 bucks. There you go. That's why we're considered to be a threat. Any certified screen that we lay against our screen that we can turn into a white sheet of paper, we become a threat to that company. Can't say that with the gray screen because gray screen can't do that. That's why you never see any demonstrations against 9 certified screens or 10 certified screens or any of that versus a gray screen because they can't beat the gunmetal. Gunmetal's a brutal screen. But that diamond, whoo, that is something else. I was going to say, the diamond was so freaking impressive when I first saw it. And I thought at that particular time that when I was making gray screen paint products, that gray screen paint products were it. It was the future. It was this, that, and the other. Now, when I put that diamond against it, it wasn't. Good gracious. He wasn't joking. When he came back and told me that, he said, when a guy gave me the punch sheet, he said, that thing looks like a TV. Like it literally looks like a holding a TV in your hand. And I thought he was joking. When I put that thing against my screen paint, I saw things that I didn't even think a projector could even do. It made my projector feel like it was broken compared to my product. And I couldn't get it out of my head. I was obsessed with basically that technology. I had to figure out a way how to either match this technology or become better than it. And look at where now. We can knock out certified screens left and right at will. There's no certified screen that can touch us. Got to put that dedication in. Got to put that time in. We did enough tests on their products that they contacted us. Because they seen somebody just pushing. Demonstration after demonstration after demonstration after demonstrations were just popping up over and over and over again. Testing. They saw a man that was persistent. And when he wanted something, he was going to get it. And if he pushed hard enough, he was going to hit that mark. And we hit the mark. We got it. I'll never forget that day when I came out of that room and I said, I got it. I got the technology. I got it. We can match it. But matching them wasn't enough for me because I've never been that kind of person to be happy with matching. I wanted to overpower the screen next. So the next stage was, because the black diamond gave me that vision of black technology. There's a problem: when I picked up the black diamond, it wasn't exactly black. It was kind of a gunmetal gray, but it was the most darkest gunmetal gray I've ever seen. Like I said, I've never seen any screen ever match that color of that black diamond. It is basically in its own world. So when looking at that, seeing that, and having that vision in my head, thinking this screen was black, now I had it in my head that I wanted a physical black screen. And that's what pushed me to have this technology. And then after that, when we had our back and forth words with the black diamond, we went our separate ways. Then I started testing other gunmetal screens. I started going there. Anyone who had a gunmetal technology, I started buying up their technology or ordering their technology to see how our technology would be able to compete with it. And that's why you see the demonstrations of my products knocking out gunmetal screens left and right. Great products, they stay in an area where it's comfortable. They're like comfortable, pampered environments where they don't have to do too much work, they don't have to struggle much, and they don't have to basically work for it. That's where they like to stay at. That's why you don't see any demonstrations. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna see how many screens actually went against Diamond's technology. But if anyone ever asked me, again, like I said, you don't know certified, you don't know anything about certified unless you tested certified. I've tested dozens and dozens of certified screens. Where we at on this right here? We got this at 264. That's good right there. Right there, right there. That's perfect. Let's go here. For instance, the ceiling and light rejection screens by Elite Screens have arrows on the back of them. Those arrows are very important. If you take that screen and you stick it upside down, it goes very, very dark. I learned that when I was actually working with some of their, I actually had all of them. They're ceiling and light rejection screens. We had the test right there. So some of them had arrows, some of them didn't. One didn't have arrows on it. So when I first put it up, I seen where the arrows were at. First I put it upside down out of curiosity why the arrows were there, and the screen came up dark. And I go, oh, okay, I see. Light has to hit it a certain way in order for it to generate light. So I turn it the other way and it pops. So I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. Then I go back and have the other one. It doesn't have any arrows. That's the first one we got. And I couldn't figure out why it was just coming up so dark. There's just no way in the world they're selling this at the end of the day. They didn't put the arrows on the back of it. So that's how I learned that they have to be turned a certain way in order for the light to strike it, in order for it to reflect. And that's what I found out about their technology. And then most, if not all of them, I've learned about the narrow viewing cone effect, that if you turn to the side, they go dark on you. You have to be in the center with the screens. The ones I used to have before that were actually quite worse. These are much better, because you had ones where you actually had to interline it with the projector. So wherever your projector was on the ceiling, it had to be aligned with the screen. If it didn't, you got these little dark edges around the corners. That was another problem you had to deal with. And then finding out that when I was doing a demonstration with an ultra short throw, in short throw, the screens came up dark. And I'm like, ooh, okay. So basically reading through the pamphlets, which I should have did first and I do from now on, I found out that certain screens don't work with ultra short throw projectors or short throw projectors. And that's why they have a projection screen that works for those particular models of projectors. So yeah, you got to read through all that. What is it? The Cinema, I think it's the Cinema Gray. The Cinema Gray specifications on the back of that does not require to use a projector that's under 2,000 lumens. They always request for projectors higher. So they have all this information on the back you have to read on this stuff. None of the screens can be used outside ever because they're not developed for outside screens. So we had to order special screens that were designed for outside, which finding out that their screens that they made for outside were either a light gray, some were like a high silver, and the other ones were basically white, which was an extremely bad idea. Because again, you're outside, you're dealing with a ton of light. You need a screen to capture light, not basically reflect it and wash out your screen. Yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from working with certified screens. But they all have that reflective surface. Some have more, some have less. All right, I think I saw another one there for 330. I can't figure out what the heck that was for. Let me see. 32. That's a professional. So we don't have it there right now. That's a 32. Oh, we did that one already. All right. Well, the other one. That definitely is not it. That's not it. That's definitely not it. Nope. 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 Oh, it's projector mapping applications. That's what it is. I was wondering why we had another one coming up at 32 ounces. That's projector mapping applications. That's different. All right. That's good. All right. Let's knock these out right now. These are done. Yeah, they're done. All right. We got the price adjustment already in. Let me see. Like I said, those showrooms that they have, everybody gets together for those conventions and all that stuff. They bring their best technology to those showrooms. The best of the best. Chances are you're going to see a sea of gunmetals in the area. A lot of gunmetal, a lot of dark technology in there. Gray screen cannot survive in that environment. Any one of those screens can wipe you out easily. It's more advanced technology. You can't be in that area, but we can be in that area. We can wipe that whole area out just by walking in it with no problem whatsoever. I'm literally going to have a warning to basically get them walk over and put their sample sheet against that screen and have a camera there to record it. Oh yeah, we do all kinds of crazy stuff. Might as well have fun while we're there. It's so boring. Let them know. It's all cameras all over the place. They're going to be. They can't just say, "Well, I was recorded without permission." There's literally cameras all over that place, so you can't say that at all. We're literally going to have a camera right there. So if they walk over and we're going to say, "Warning: do not put your sample sheet against this screen," and you know they're going to do it because it's curiosity. They have to do it. What makes that thing over there better than my product? And that's what we're expecting them to do. Again, when you're doing business, you have to learn to get into people's heads sometimes. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to take that screen and they're going to stick it because the warning sign was there. What's the difference between that and mine? Of course, we want to have a crappy projector up there. We got to have that up there. That's going to draw the attention. Why put a brand new high-end projector? Everybody's got a brand new high-end projector. No, I'm going to put a crappy projector out there. That's all we need. We don't need anything expensive. We're good. They're going to look at the projector and I think there's no way in the world, because the sad thing about it is when it comes to these screens, majority is dependent on the projector. That's why. They understand the screen does all the work. And they're going to look at the projector and they're going to look at it as a crappy piece of equipment like this Chrissy LW505. We use this projector right here. And wow, this projector is old, it's outdated. You know what I mean? The screen can't be that good. Projector's trash. Yeah, we want you to think that way. You can take your sample sheet and you'll stick that against that screen and that screen will wash your technology out just like that. And then we'll have it on recording. Gotta know business, people. Gotta know how people work. It's not trickery. It's just trying to get them over to the basically. Let's put it this way. And a way of teaching you something interesting. You ever heard of a dummy camera before? We all heard of dummy cameras. Sometimes dummy cameras are designed to push you in front of the real camera. The real cameras are actually hidden. So some people will have this on their property. These cameras are hidden. But sometimes people are not standing in the right place where the camera's at. So what they'll do is they'll stick a dummy camera out in plain view and you'll see that and you'll actually walk over to where the real cameras are trying to get away from the dummy camera. It's like herding sheep with a camera. I've actually done it before. I was doing stolen security cameras before. They use dummy cameras for it. That camera is actually fake. Some of the cameras are fake. They're just pushing you in front of the real cameras. I'm not going to tell you the other stuff because you don't need to know it. If you're doing something stupid, you shouldn't know it. I'm not going to tell you anyway. There's certain clothing you don't wear in front of cameras either. You light up like an Easter egg. Well, I'm not an Easter egg, but you know what I'm talking about. All right, we got all these adjusted right here. I thought Meow Mix was over there. Let me see, all that's done. That's adjusted. Okay. All right. It's the mapping equipment is different, but this is something we're looking at. And we want to get it at $174. Can you imagine me being at one of those shows or those conventions where they have, and we got a product up there that costs the customers $174. They can paint that screen up to 120 inches. And we can knock out any certified we want or choose with that technology, pulls 100% contrast without depending on the projector. I had a conversation with somebody, and I told you they depend on the projector to do all the work. And the first thing they say is, well, we don't need high contrast. We don't need to have a black screen, because they literally believe that black screens don't exist. It's virtually impossible because it can't capture light. And especially in a fully lit environment, it's going to struggle tremendously. They haven't met us yet. But anyway, so they depend on the projector. That's why the projector has an insane amount of lumens. That's why it has an insane amount of contrast to basically put back into the screen that the screen can't produce. They depend on the projector. We're going to walk in that showroom with a projector with a 2000-to-1 contrast, and it's going to be this old relic we're going to have right here. I'm even going to splash it in paint to make it look like it's trash. Dirty it up a little bit. And they call it the Trojan horse, right? You know, with dirty behind that. But anyway, and they're going to look at that black technology, and they're going to think there's no way in the world possible that that projector is going to be able to pull that. Then we'll bring in an older projector, like a 1,000-lumen projector. This will really capture the attention. Who do you think, what booth is everybody going to be at? They're going to be at my booth. You know why? Because they're going to be looking at a solid black screen in there, number one. And it's going to draw all the vendors, because they're going to be looking at their solid black screen and looking at how old my projector is, because they depend on the projector to produce the image majority for the screen. They're going to look at the specifications. It has a 3,000-to-1 contrast. Yeah, it's going to be way below what they're using. And yet that technology is going to get basically, it's going to get the most attention, because it's going to do something their screens can't do. And then here comes the offers about, hey, can you work for my company? Blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. Not interested. I can show you NDAs that I've gotten from companies that have asked me, major companies that have asked me to basically work with their technology. And no, we don't do that. Because again, if I work with you guys, at the end of the day, you're going to charge thousands of dollars for it. And that means the everyday Joe can't afford it. We don't do that. And they're not going to charge the price that I want to charge at the end of the day, because they consider that to be unreasonable. So it will never work. When I say, people, if I was greedy and all about money at the end of the day, I could sell out easily and make my money, and I couldn't care less about the everyday Joe who couldn't afford this, that, or the other. But I don't think it's right that a person has to sit there and say that he can't have an amazing setup. He has to spend all this money for a projector. He has to be stuck in. It's sad that you're going to spend tons of money for the projector and be pushed to do it. And then they're going to sell you a crappy screen that can't do the job to begin with. They're going to coach you into being in an ambient controlled environment. And then later on to tell you, hey, the projector you just paid all this money for is supposed to have millions of colors. You got to calibrate that machine because your colors are not coming in correctly. Hokey pokey. Ugh. Hokey pokey. I gotta expand my screen today. We're gonna do a bigger screen today. We usually do multi-screen setups in here. Where's my music at? Man. This is what I hate about the freaking Fire Sticks. Fire Sticks basically shut off when they want to shut off. They're not supposed to do that. Oh, I forgot. I carry remote control in the next room. Let's go grab my remote control. This is going to be a bit of a fiasco. I think this is the one for the office. Yep, this is a Fire Stick for the office. I think this is a Fire Stick. Possibly we'll never find anything sitting around on the couch. Sorry, our chair. We don't have furniture yet. Oh, we're not buying furniture. What am I freaking buying furniture for? I'm buying a house. What the freaking gonna buy furniture for? Let me see. Well, actually, we're buying land and we're going to build a house on it. That's technically the terms we're going for. Let's see.
When you live with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or
4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
I got rid of the cottage. I like the cottage. Sometimes I just feel like just watching snow. This is going to be quite impressive when we go to anywhere we're going to be at. We're showing solid black screens being able to produce white snow. Invisible technology, solid black images we can push right through and produce snow right at the other end. Alexis, what time is it?
The time is 8:59 a.m.
At 8:59 a.m. Oh, I forgot. This phone is set up for this. We can literally do that. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a stream that is going to be, it's going to be a long, long stream. I've been dying to do one of these. I got 2 cell phones now. And the way this cell phone is set up, I got it set up for Wi-Fi only, which means no phone calls, no interruptions, nothing can come through on this phone. Which means I can set this up with a battery pack and I can do a stream. It'd be the first of its kind. I can do a stream from the time I get up until the time I retire to go to bed. That is going to be sick. Oh, we're definitely doing that one. That way we can show you that our screens can run all day without having any interruptions. Let's see any screen paint do that one. I've been dying to do that one. Yes! We're doing that one. That's what I'm talking about. Thought about that, yeah, because this phone's hooked up for Wi-Fi only, so I don't ever have to worry about any interruptions, nothing at all. We can run this 24/7 all day. So what I'll do is I'll get up tomorrow. Matter of fact, heck, can we run it now? We won't be all day. It's 8 o'clock. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I would like to run it from 4 o'clock in the morning. It's gonna be a long stream, so you know that. Just so you know. So if you got other things to do in the day, you can always pop back in if you want to. It's up to you. But it's gonna be a long freaking stream. Yeah, that'll be fan. We're gonna do that. We'll do. Okay, one of the long streams we got. We can do the Sony has a demonstration. It's an hour long. We can do that one. I gotta pick up some really long ones. I have to keep coming back in and changing because the videos. Oh, we can get something with a long category. That'd be nice. We'll throw commercials in there. Don't care. Everything. Just run it all through. I'm not gonna come in and stop for commercials. We just run everything through. Let's just something jacked up on the commercial, and then we're gonna run it through. Look at the professor over here watching the snow. That's what we're gonna do. And I don't have to worry about my phone calls being disrupted because I got a second cell phone, so we can run this all day. I don't know what size we got here. See that edge? When I was pointing out in the guy's video, see that edge? How it's white from corner to corner. You don't want it to be dark around the corners. You need to be bright. It's very important. I'm not doing that to be mean to anybody. It's just if you're going to develop black technology, you have to do it right. That edge has to come out from corner to corner. It has to be sharp. You can't have any dark shadows. Like, you know, those old-fashioned photo shoots where you have those dark corners. You can't have that. Now, for the naysayers who said in the day that I'm using some special cameras, well, hey, if I'm using special, I've got one heck of a freaking camera at the end of the day that can basically disrupt a live video. This is live. This is not Photoshop, it's live. So what kind of device would I have on a camera to be able to edit live? To be able to change it in mid-time? At least I got time travel, I got some ability to be able to stop and manipulate time. If I had that kind of special power at the end of the day, I don't think I'd be here making paint right now. I think I'd be something else. That's why we do the demonstrations live. Special filters on my phone? Oh my goodness. It's all kinds of excuses. Accept it. It is what it is. The product works. It's absolutely fantastic. And you just are having a problem accepting it. This is going to be in a showroom from thousands of people staring at this technology. I guess it's going to be fake there too. Just accept it. And And at the end of the day, honestly, I really don't care if you don't accept it or not. I don't. What's the most importantly is that the people that we are doing business with that are giving us those contracts to push my technology, that they accept it. That's what's important, not you. To my customers, this is important. That's why we do all the tests. Oh, look at you rolling over like that. Give me fuzzy belly. Give me furry belly. Give me the furry belly. Give me the furry belly. Give it to me. Give me that furry belly. How dare you deny me the furry belly? How dare you? Look at you. Look at you showing us the furry belly. Look at it. Give me the furry belly. Give it to me. Hide in the furry belly. Yes, you hide in the furry belly. Give it to the furry belly. Get it. Get it. Sorry about that. I try to get a little time in to play with Taco. I'm working all the time. Oh, you're going to attack me, weren't you? You're going to attack me. Furry belly, you can't have the trick. I'll bite you. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Huh? I gave you a kiss. How dare you kiss me? I'm a ferocious cat. Alright, let's do something else. I see what you're about to do. You're like you're about to jump on me. I'm gonna jack you up. You know that, right? Cha 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 cha. Fight me like a man. 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 Or I'll let you get one bite. Go ahead. There you go. That's enough. One bite. That's it. Taking it too far. Rawr. Now I'm bigger than you. What are you gonna do? Twirl. All right, time. I got work to do. Enough with it. Go in the window and play. Here we go. All right. Where's my my fire stick so we don't lose that? Because the last one you lose fire stick. There we go. Woo! Chipmunk you. All right. Let's see. This the right one? Why do we have multiple? Oh, gee, Louise. This is my fault. I was supposed to color code these things. Never did. Any idea how long it takes to get a screen to generate white light? It takes a long time. A very long time. It's a lot of hard work. Now you can see my screen is black, not gray. See my speakers, my subs, the mats, all black. We say that because we literally had somebody who literally thought a gray screen was actually black. I have no idea where that works. They're staring out the window watching somebody work on something. I'm always curious what he's staring out that window at. Winter Wonderland. I think we're about, I gotta measure this because we do different sizes. We're not at 120, we're way over 120. So I say roughly probably about 130, somewhere in that range. That's why it's good when you got an entire wall painted. You can basically blow in and out what you choose because, you know, you can show people at different size screens on how, you know, what it's gonna look like. We're at 1610, that's why it's so big. But I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm going to set up a camera. I'm going to hook a battery pack up and so I'm not just going to plug it into one of the USB surgers. And we're just going to turn it on and just let it play. So you'll be seeing me moving about the environment here and there. It's just going to be there just to record. Anybody can come in and watch the stream. I've been dying to do one of these. We won't be in any dark environments, none of that nonsense. As you can see, fully lit environment, plenty of lights on. How long this demonstration is. Woo! Yeah, this would take a while to go through. These are the ones we need to find. You know what? I'm done doing any form. Let's do a short one. I'm done doing any form of work I got to do today. I mean, mostly we're not done, but most work I got to do anyway. Let's just throw the camera on and throw it through a live stream. Let me get battery packs. I got a charge unit over here that's set up for that. And we're just gonna let it run all day. From here now, it's 8 o'clock right now. So we're just running from 8 o'clock until 12 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night or whatever. If you wanna come in and watch, you come in and watch, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do an all day stream on our black technology. Yeah, because I'm gonna do this one right here. But let's do the Sony. Sony's got beautiful colors too on top of that. Sony 1 hour demonstration. Alright, that's the Sony 1 hour demonstration. I should have picked up all 1 hour demonstrations, would have been nice. Alright, we're leaving out of here. I'm going to make the adjustment on the website, get everything taken care of. The 24 ounces, 24 hours are going to go into effect today. 32s are going to go into effect today.
Birthdays are a time to celebrate you, and we're here for it.
We're running commercials too, so you know. Well, if I can get here, before I can knock out a commercial, the chances of those will run. Alright, we want to start from here, right here. Screen's up at 135-inch. Mind, this is all being done in 720p. So I'm going to come back in, do the intro, and I got to go back to work in the next room, and you guys can watch. You can log in if you want. It's up to you. It's up to you. Alright, we just want to basically have this documented that we definitely just did a stream that long on our products. The reason why is because, again, in a fully lit environment, if you're using a gray or white screen, they have to be in that environment in order to be able to control what the screen is displaying. Say if some contrast level pops up and they're in a well-lit environment, that contrast level is going to wash on the screen. The screen's product is going to degrade itself, and again, they can't have that. So that's why we do it in a fully lit environment where we know contrast levels can fail on the screen. We're going to produce white levels, we're going to produce color, everything. If we see people trying to do the same thing, I guarantee you, I can tell you what's going to happen. Dark environment only, I guarantee you. And they'll have it probably on an ultra short throw projector. Our projector is 21 feet from the screen at 720p at $270. So you should be able to do this easily. Goes there called the transition. You should be able to do a transition easily, which means go from dark to light to white, the color back and forth without losing any picture quality at all. All right, I'll be back. Gotta go, and God bless.